Hello, Gunpla fans. It is Speedbar on today for you guys. I have for you in a very um interesting box shape because the sister unit of our favorite seed protagonist, Strike Gundam. I have for you the entry grade round container edition Strike Rouge holiday exclusive release. And yes, just as I mentioned, this is a variation of the Strike, and yes, it is and was, I should say, a holiday version exclusive we had a couple years ago when Bandai was doing these round holiday tin exclusives, where pretty much in most cases were entry grades. You would get a specially recolored entry grade, and you get a pack of, I believe they were like potato chips or like Cheetos, something like a corn chip, I believe, from what I remember, with it as a snack for, especially for beginners and little kids to enjoy while building their Gunpla unit. Now, unfortunately, at the time up until recently, this was the only way to get certain color entry grade units, including our dear friend, the Strike Rouge. Now, of course, I have good news to mention because as of this year's recent hobby announcements, that will no longer be the case because we just got the announcement that the Strike Rouge entry grade will be returning to shelves under their retail line for fans to check out. Now, before we go any further, why don't we pull out the main attraction here in our very fun and easy storable containers. And there she is, my friends, the Strike Rouge entry grade. Yes, it is just as you always see her on the screens. She is very pinkish, and yes, she is very sister-like. But that's what makes her fun to collect when you get your other standard Strike Gundams to play with. And yes, as you can see, she is wielding the standard entry grade style dagger units that the Strike normally carries, unless it comes with the shield and rifle parts, which is another mention because the upcoming retail version of the Strike Rouge will actually be coming with those weapon parts instead of the daggers you see here. So if you happen to have picked this one up and you were wondering how am I going to get the rifle and her shield to add on, well, you don't have to worry because the new retail version will have all that for you. But yes, this is a very fun kit. Though I will say, though, it is a bit odd that Bandai has chosen now to do the Rouge for the entry grade release. I only say it because usually a recolor, or at least Rouge wise, don't tend to take so long to come out. They usually come out not too long after strikes do, but however. And if you're wondering, I believe the color scheme of this version to the upcoming retail version are pretty much identical. I don't believe there's any differences that I have noticed. I'd have to honestly do a double check on the recent promo pics to see if there's like a shade difference by any chance, because I couldn't tell, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be identical to what you see right here, my friends. So yes, now any differences, articulation wise, anything like that? Nope, it's still the same entry grade. If you've already built the Strike, you'll know what I'm talking about. But if not, I will show you now, which is this. You can go full 360 on the arms here. You can go so far, the bend, ball jointed hands, even carrying the knives. And if you're wondering, the knives actually hold in pretty well, so you don't have to worry. Legs, if you cut the front skirt like I do, you can go all the way up that far with no problems. You can go so far back without bumping the back armor. And yes, because of that specific ball joint connection here, the leg will pop out every so often if you're playing with it a lot, but it will just come right back on, so no worries there. You can bend the leg all the way back. You can bend the foot all the way forward and back if you want, so you can stub her toe all you want. And such like that. And for the waist, it's just like any previous strikes. You can go so far that way, full 360 and so forth. And for the head, without bumping it to the neck armor too much, you can do a full 360, and you can do the chicken pose like this. So yes, that's pretty it, my friends. There's not much else this comes with, unfortunately. Doesn't come with any special decals or anything like that, if you were wondering by any chance. But it's still, a fun entry grade to build, and with the new release coming, you'll have plenty of options to play around with now that we have the striker packs available, plus with the additional new Gundam Seed Freedom and just additional option parts of the gun barrel booster and the I don't know the name offhand, I do apologize, but it's the new option part Gundam Seed Freedom armor part. Like I said, I don't remember the name of it. I'm so sorry. It's that really cool radar looking armor that you can actually, that was shown with the Rouge. So you do have options if you didn't already have the L parts and such like that, or if you're like me and you happen to have a log of weapons and accessories too, if you want to add on to it, you can add such accessories like this from the Gundam based system weapons number 10, because this has strike parts, specifically the bazooka weapon and such like that. Or if you happen to also prefer some of the older accessories, there are some third party or Bandai based IWSP backpack parts you could add on to our Rouge here, because she does have the port in the back here to attach such accessories if you are looking for ideas. So yes, that is pretty much it. Now, as I mentioned, unfortunately, the container versions here, outside of like third-party markets and scalpers and all that kind of stuff, I don't think you'll be able to find this specific version. But if you are just looking for a Strike Rouge, I do suggest, if you're looking for an entry grade one, check the upcoming one out, because it'll be cool to add with all the new weapon parts I've mentioned and such like that. And plus, I don't believe Bandai will be reissuing the high grade Revive. Wait, is there a Revive Strike Rouge? I believe there. Yeah, there should be. I believe. Yeah, there should be a version of the Strike Rouge anytime soon, sadly. Or unless you're looking for like the RG version, but I know the RG mold is not 100% the fave. So if you're looking for just a simple Rouge to play around with, I definitely would say check out the upcoming entry grade version you see here. Ooh, excuse me. And such to play around with. Now, of course, real quick, we'll do some size comparisons, like with my good friend, the Dom Trooper here. About the same height without any accessories and such. As you can see, I have for you my just recently built and checked out Gun Barrel Strike Gundam. You see here the GB version, which, as I mentioned, the barrel parts that you see here will be released around the same time as our new Rouge will be as well. But as you can see, together, the Rouge and our gun barrel versions look pretty nice together. Definitely like the team up right there. And lastly, of course, since we're talking about the Rouge, we gotta have her brother, one of her brother's well-known units, my upcoming Gundam Freedom Metallic version, high grade, Revive high grade. So you guys can see how brother and sister look together. As you can see, the Freedom's actually about the same height, though with the wings does look a little bigger. But it is nice to have the brother and sister together in this case. I definitely do like that. So yes, that is it for today, my friends. I hope you're enjoying your hobbies. And if you're a Gundam Seed fan, I do hope you're enjoying all the new Seed kits that are out and will probably be coming. Now, I can't say about the new Seed Freedom dub or any of that, because I've been hearing a mix of reviews on that deal. But however, but yes, that is it for today, my friends. I thank you always for coming, and I will see you all later.